Kabul International Airport from the city center of Kabul in Afghanistan. It serves as one of the nation's main international airports and as one of the largest military bases, capable of housing over 100 aircraft. It was locally named as Khwaja Ravish Airport, though it continues to be officially known by some airlines by the latter name. The airport was renamed in 2014 in honor of former President Hamid Karzai. The decision was made by the National Assembly of Afghanistan and the cabinet of the then President, Ashraf Ghani. It was renamed to its current name in 2021 by the Taliban. Opened in 1960, the airport has been the primary gateway to Afghanistan and is located at high altitude, surrounded by the mountains of the Hindu Kush. For many years it has been the base of Ariana Afghan Airlines and Comair. A new international terminal was opened in the 2000s, and at the time a number of military bases were also built around the airport, which were used by the United States Armed Forces and NATO's International Security Assistance Force, and later the Resolute Support Mission. The Afghan Air Force also had a base there, while the Afghan National Police provided security inside the passenger terminals. Prior to the fall of Kabul to the Taliban, the airport provided scheduled flights to and from Pakistan, India, Iran, China, Turkey, Russia, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and the Arab Gulf states. As of June 2016, the most frequently serviced destination from the airport was Dubai, UAE, with no fewer than 4 passenger airlines flying the route, and some with multiple daily flights. After the takeover of Kabul by the Taliban in August 2021, all civilian flights were cancelled and suspended until further notice. US and NATO forces moved quickly to take control of the airport, while the Afghan National Army and Afghan National Police dispersed and stopped patrolling the area. Around 500 to 600 Afghan troops, mostly from the Afghan commandos, joined US forces in order to secure the airport's outer perimeter. On the 17th of August 2021, the airport reopened to military traffic after 7 people died attempting to flee the previous day. At times, US and Taliban forces fired shots in the air to control the crowds at the airport. On the 26th of August, the outer perimeter of the airport was attacked by a suicide bomber in a planned attack. American forces completed their evacuation on the 30th of August, and the Taliban took control of it soon after. Following the Taliban takeover, the airport was closed, with much of its infrastructure degraded or destroyed during the evacuation. It reopened on the 4th of September, following work carried out by a Qatari technical team. Kabul Airport was originally built in 1960 by Soviet engineers. Foreign tourists began visiting Afghanistan via Kabul Airport. This era ended after the 1978 Sur Revolution, especially after the 1979 Soviet invasion. The airport was used by the Soviet Army during the Soviet-Afghan War from 1979 to 1989, and by the military forces of the former President of Afghanistan, Muhammad Najibullah. Control of the airport switched between different sides during the civil war after 1992. By November 1996, the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan governed by Mullah Muhammad Omar was in possession of the airport, until late 2001 when they fled the city after the US invasion of Afghanistan. Due to international sanctions during the Taliban government, the airport was closed in the late 1990s, with very limited international flights. Following the US invasion of Afghanistan after the September 11, 2001 attacks, Kabul Airport was bombed by United States and coalition forces. After the International Security Assistance Force took over control, the airport began to be developed slowly over the years. A new radar system was installed in 2005, which was upgraded by the US Federal Aviation Administration in 2010. A new $35 million terminal for international flights was inaugurated in November 2008, built with aid from the Japan International Cooperation Agency. Afghan President Hamid Karzai and other high-profile figures attended the inauguration ceremony. The new terminal was officially opened to international flights in June 2009. The existing terminal has been refurbished and is currently being used for domestic flights. Passenger movements reached 100,000 per year by 2010 or 300 per day. In early 2012, the radar system was upgraded to cover Afghanistan's entire airspace. In October 2014, the National Assembly of Afghanistan proposed naming the airport after former Afghan President Hamid Karzai, a month after his tenure ended, in recognition of his services and contributions to the country's rebuilding. A day later, the cabinet of President Ashraf Ghani approved the name change. The Northside Cantonment Kabul Airport facility was completed and turned over to the United States Armed Forces in October 2008. It houses the command facilities for the Afghan Air Force and includes housing, administrative,